Okay, we've done some work with the IDs. Now it's time to do some classes for our style sheet stuff. So the first things first, I just put a division on here and I have it turned on to code view just for a second. So I'm just going to start typing. The first thing you do is you just need to do a dot, and that immediately knows that you're going to want to do some sort of class. I'm going to add a title to some text, so I'll go ahead and type title if I can. And I'm going to make possibly other ones. So for now, I'll call it LG to stand for large. And then all you have to do is hit a space and type in a curly brace, and then immediately will also give you the other end of it. So I opened with one, I closed one. Then you can see this list pops up. If you hit an F, I'm going to go down to font size. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. And then I'm going to type in a number. I'm going to do points. And then hit a semicolon. Do another space. And I'm going to try for color as well. I'm going to keep this pretty minimal. But you can add all sorts of things here. It is not limited. It's really, as long and complicated as you would like it to be. Let's put it that way. And for now, that's something, right? We can add much more as we want to. So now I'm going to open up my source code and do a split view. And now we're just going to test this. So if you highlight the text you wish to change, open up the properties window. Oops, I opened up the wrong thing. Properties. Okay, and then under properties, you can see there's a class area. Go ahead and click on the one that you wish to change it to, so that's good. It's okay, it's pretty big, but that's all right for now. And that works. Now, over here is the CSS designer, right? So we can see now that we've got quite a bit to work with. I'm going to click on main CSS so it knows which one to look at. And you can see now that it brings up the title underscore LG. You don't want to do all because it's going to mix your media query with your main CSS and you won't really know what you're looking at. So keep it to main. And if I scroll, you can see the MQs there too. And that's good. If I wanted to add another one, just go ahead and go to your CSS, add another name to it. Let's call this one, I don't know, special. I tend to keep away from naming things with colors because sometimes my colors change on me. So again, just open this up. Well, all I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to add some padding. So padding, and now I'm going to be pretty specific here. I'll just do padding, and it's I shouldn't say that's less specific. Padding means if you just only use the word, but you do add left, top, left, all those different sides or tops or bottoms, it will simply give you the same number on all the sides, which is fine for now. I'm going to do something pretty significant, do 10 pixels, and again, a semicolon, and for now, that's all I'm going to do. I could add way more, but that's fine for now. Now you can see over here it added it to your list, and you should be able to type here, but for some reason mine always has trouble with it, so I'll try it here again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I didn't like it this time either. So if you're having trouble, just list it here and then it pops up here. Then again, have it selected. Yeah, for some reason it just has trouble. I was able to do it earlier today, but not right now. And so basically, yeah, just go ahead and type it in, and it should pop up just fine. Now, once you have it, if you want more to look at than what we have, you can see here that padding came up because we already added it. But I can add a lot more properties. I do need to know, though, to have some sort of starting, letter. Remember that you can look at the W3 schools for that information if you wish to have more at your fingertips. But basically, if you know it's about text or font, simply type an F, and you get all these possibilities that you can do to fonts. And you might not even use half of them, but that's okay. Trying to think of something else we can add here. I'm going to add text. text align. You can see all these here. You can barely see them, but they're center and left justify, blah, blah, blah. I'm also going to do right justify, just so you can kind of see again what that looks like. So, so that's it. That's all we're going to do for now. Now, I'll test it on this one. So again, select that text, open up your properties, and simply choose special. And you can see again, even this one pushed it over to the right. And that pushes it over to the right, and it gave it a little bit of padding. Not a ton, but a little bit. It's hard to see. So that's fine, right? You get two different looks. Now, what happens if you would like to combine a couple different styles? Typically, you probably won't do it because you can put so many things into one class, but let's just say you want to. There is a way. And for that, we'll have to go to your source code to really take a quicker look at it, or a closer look, excuse me. So here I'm going to hit the word combine. Now, when you added those things before, basically right next to your text, which was artist statement, it added a class. That's all it did. So if I wish for some other text, I'll go ahead and select combine again. I'll add special to it. Okay, so that pushed it over there. But what if I want to add both? What if I wanted to do both? Then I can hit the shift key, excuse me, not there, the space key right after special, and it will bring up the other options that I have for styles. And this is another reason, it's a small reason, but it is another reason why I recommend that you do not have your structural pieces as classes, because otherwise this list gets crazy long. So I'm going to do both. So you just put a space, make sure that that's all you have, and then this one can actually do both together. It got bigger, it got colored, and it's still on the right with some padding around it. So it works pretty well. Now the padding, you can see here, it separated itself from the edge, separated itself from the edge. It might be something that I want to do to all the text. Because in this case, with that weird background color, it would be an issue. My text being bumped up against that white is not a good thing. And so I would want actually all of my stuff to have some padding on it. And so maybe it's appropriate that I make a new one, and I could simply just have padding. Now the other thing I could do is, since the white box is separate from the pictures, I could actually just put it on that box. So that's probably easier. So on div 5 in the main CSS, I'm simply going to add some padding. And specifically, I need it left and right. I don't really need it at the top, but we can always add, more if you want to. Padding right, just to be on the safe side. We'll do the same thing. There we go. And now you can see that that whole box has some padding on it so that it doesn't bump into the space. Now keep in mind though, this does bump it out incorrectly. I want to show you what happened here. See how it's past this edge? That's bad. So if even though I might want pixels, it might be smarter for me to do percentages, always percentages, minus that from your final number of 100. We're left with 96. And now it looks about the same. Maybe 2% is a little much, but it's not the end of the world. But the good thing is that it's lined up. So let's go. I'm going to do a save all on here and just go take a quick look in our browser to see how it's looking. Nope, didn't like it. There we go. So here we go. There's the way that our text is reacting to the situation. Yeah, good. So you can see that it has just a little bit of a bump. 2% on a small scale like this is different than 2% for a larger size, right? So that 2% will always make sense with the size that it is residing in.